Hey guys, how's it going? CounterBaron here, and I want to explain to you guys the IK4R6 hybrid set featuring the Seismic Slam Fury Spin. One of the reasons I suggest the Seismic Slam Fury Spender is that when you have Fury of the Vanished Peak and Braces of Destruction in the cube, unless you guys highlight over these just so you guys can actually read it better, is that you deal this really incredible amount of damage when you have enough Fury charges and use your Fury spending attack, and it's highly recommended that you have your Fury max out when you do this. So get to your highest Fury possible and you can dish out a serious amount of damage. When you get the 5 Fury charges, it's amazing. Thanks to both Fury of the Vanished Peak here, and thanks to Braces of Destruction as well. Now, another thing that you got to take into account is the Ring of Royal Grandeur. This is actually pretty... They're all three of those items that I have in the cube right now, they're all essential to this build. You're not going to get the full optimization of this build featuring Seismic Slam if you don't use these 3 items. So try not to switch it around and be all of a sudden disappointed with the results that you're aiming for when it comes to using IK4R6 hybrid Seismic Slam. Now, you need to have at least 3 pieces of the Immortal Kings and at least 5 pieces of the Big Horse. Now, when it comes to just about any means of set, you gotta have the weapon and you gotta have the belt. But when it comes to anything else that Immortal Kings actually uses, you can use you can actually use head, hammer, belt, or you can use gloves, belt, hammer, or you can use pants, belt, hammer, or boots, belt, hammer, whichever you decide to use. Unfortunately, there aren't any shoulders of Immortal Kings, so that's out of the equation. But aside from all that nonsense. Now, you want to have 5 passives in here, which is why I recommend you use a Hellfire in. You can also use Traveler's Pledge, Compass Rose if you like, the TB Compass, and you can also have Band of Might in hand. Don't use it in the cube unless you have a Ring of Royal Grandeur that's nicely rolled, which is highly unlikely. And when I'm referring to nicely rolled, I'm referring to crit chance, crit hit damage, main stat. I haven't seen that on the Ring of Royal Grandeur, and I don't think I will ever see that happen. Anyway, when it comes to focus and restraint, you get the full 2-piece set bonus thanks to the well, actually it's kind of defeats the purpose of even explaining it too. It's pretty much out there, and it really helps when it comes to using that Fury Spender. Now, let's see. Nemesis Bracers is also key when it comes to you wanting to speed through Greater Rifts with this, or if you want to speed through some T13 with this. Whichever one of those you actually prefer to use. Anything that is actually more time efficient for you, use Nemesis Bracers, so this way you can bring in more champions and complete whichever rift that you're doing, whether it's normal or greater, much faster. Now, when it comes to the skill sets and the runes and stuff, I use Brawler because you got that damage increase for the enemies within 12 yards. And when it comes to Weapon Master, of course, you're going to be gaining additional Fury that way, which is a bonus. When it comes to Rampage, you can even more strength thanks to the enemies that you killed. And of course, Nerves of Steel for that second life, because, gotta be honest here, IK4R6 is not going to be known for its toughness. It's going to be known for its outright damage dealing. And there are moments where if you run out of Furious Charge for whatever reason it may be, and then suddenly your character is still and not doing much anything, and it's also low on Fury, there's a chance you're going to end up getting one-shotted, and you're going to wish you never did. Especially if you're playing in hardcore. Playing in hardcore, it'll be a lot easier to take the safer route when it comes to using Wrath of the Berserker, use Striding Giant instead of Insanity. And when it comes to Warcry, use Veteran's Warning for the additional dodge chance. Ignore Pain Ironhide when it comes to, even more reduced damage, and of course immunity to CC. Pretty much like all means of crowd control there. Also using Call of the Ancients together as one for even more toughness for you to last out throughout this rest. And Seismic Slam Rumble is the key. Rumble is the key room when it comes to using Seismic Slam. And one of the reasons I would suggest you use Seismic Slam, using Rumble for Seismic Slam, is pretty much what it's telling you right here when it reads, expending all remaining fury to damaging enemies in the area for 15% weapon damage for every point of fury expended as physical for 2 seconds. So, thanks to the Paragon that's taken into place, I don't believe whether or not if it matters. I'm not sure whether or not if it matters if you choose the rune for Furious Charge, because you gain the effects of all 5 runes anyway. Thanks to the I believe it's the 4-set bonus. Yeah, 4-set bonus. You gain the effects of every rune anyway. But another thing to take into account: put max fury. Maximize your fury with your Paragon, so this way you do even more damage that way. And if I were to be so bold as to attempt multiplying 15 by 170, it's not going to take very long. Yeah, so that's about an additional 2,550% damage thanks to having your Fury around 170, or whichever you manage to get your max Fury to. And of course, you already know the damage percentage is going to be even greater if you have more Fury than what I currently have. But enough of all that. Let's get into this Greater with 80 here, and I'll show you exactly what this build is capable of doing. I need to find some elites soon, and at the same time, I actually need to be very careful myself. But as before mentioned, like standing still for too long gets your character killed. So it's best for you to just use Seismic Slam and keep on ramming through enemies to reduce that chance of it happening. So far, so good. Not too bad. And Nerves of Steel's cooldown has reflexed, so that makes it even better. Alright, so apparently Temple of the Firstborn's map has been somewhat disabled, as in it's more straightforward and not the tricky Temple of the Firstborn in Greater Rift, as it previously was in Season 11. And I just got wrecked there again. It's totally on accident, unintentional. But this is one of the reasons why I was mentioning that it's not known for its toughness, it's known for its damage dealing. I had to run around there for a bit because I ran out of Furious Charge and I didn't want to get hit and end up getting one-shotted. Well, that would be bad because it was close to refreshing anyway. There you are. Just need more fury. Check you out. Where are the enemies? This way? I just went in a triangle, pretty much. Not much here. Cool thing about pylons with nemesis bracers. Okay, well, this Waller is usually a problem as well. Waller plus Molten, serious problem. Need more fury to take him out. Go right back to the boss and just use your Seismic. Get out of there, don't get caught in the explosion, and you'll be fine. Overall, positioning is key when it comes to using this build. You don't want to end up in the wrong spot at the end of your Furious charge. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself into some serious trouble. The Oculus was just there and then suddenly disappeared. I didn't know it can do that so quickly. Yes, you do. You need healing. It's too late for that. You're already propped. No wide open tiles yet, but we're still making progress here. Still pretty nice. This is some good experience, so you don't want to skip through all the trash mobs. Oculus helps here with the damage and the nice wave clear. But I take it you guys can actually see how effective this build is. Whoever's watching this video anyway. Channeling Pylon is a serious bonus here. Just gotta be safe. %, that's not bad. Cooldown refreshed again on Nerves of Steel. And boss should be showing up right here, and it looks like the choker. And I'll give him something to choke on here in just a few seconds. That's one. That's two. And that'll pretty much do it. Now, when it comes to your overall gear, it will definitely help if you're completely optimized as best as possible. Well, of course, you already know the ideal optimization would be primal in this case, but I'm nowhere near that yet, and I know it's going to take a while before that happens, but if you get all ancients, then that's pretty cool because you're actually able to augment those. But if you have a few ancients, a few non-ancients, then make sure that those non-ancients are optimized as best they can, you know, having the ideal stats behind those non-ancients. But whether or not if you have ancients or otherwise, this build actually works for you pretty well still. And if it's mostly non-ancients, then I would recommend a greater of 70. And if it's all ancients, then I'll recommend a greater of 80. But perhaps if you have your gear fully optimized in terms of augments, then you can do greater of 90 or higher if you really wish to risk it. Because as far as my crits were going, it was about doing hundreds of billions of damage at this point, which is pretty insane. I hope this build doesn't die anytime soon. I mean, because I honestly like it, and I've also enjoyed this build. Definitely a while back when it was like Season 5, Season 6, so it's good to know that this build has definitely came back into play, and I hope whoever watched this video actually did enjoy it, and I hope my explanation of it wasn't too bad or annoying or anything other like, but if you did enjoy this video for what it was, I sincerely thank you all for your time, and who knows, maybe we'll meet again on the next video. Take it easy, guys.